Good morning. Finally got all the shingles on the roof, and the last step for the roof is to do the ridges. This is going to be a vented roof, so I left some slots under the last course of shingles that were cut into through the roof sheathing up at the ridges. And now we're going to install the ridge vents over those slots. So what I've got here is this is an Opdyke extractor vent, and this is the kind of vent I think you want to use rather than the rolled type. This is much more effective. It moves a lot of air. It's baffled so that it actually catches the breeze and sucks air up from the soffits up through the ridge. I think this is going to work nicely. This will be hand nailed onto the roof with some 2-inch nails and 2-inch roofing nails, and then we'll apply ridge cap shingles on top of it. I use 2.5-inch nails for the shingles so that it goes all the way through the sheathing. The way I'm doing the caps, the way you install these things is they're closed up at the end, and you install it about an inch back from the end of the roof, from the edge of the roof on the gable end. And then you overhang the first cap shingle about an inch to protect that exposed edge. Now I've got a couple of different kinds of cap shingles that I'm using for this Owens Corning color that I have here. One is pretty heavy duty, and it's made to have more of a 3D look to it, to look kind of like shakes, and I'm using that on the porches which don't have vents. And then for the areas that have vents, I'm using a thinner, more low profile cap shingle. So the way I'm going to do the ends is I'm going to actually put down one of those thick ones first, and then start the course of the thinner ones on top of that, just one of those thick ones on that end. That will do two things. It'll give me a little more support for that big overhang, which is pretty substantial, and also it will make the roof slope back a little bit, so the water is gonna, rather than running onto the fascia at the gable end, it will run backwards a little bit and drain into the gutters. That's the idea anyway. So before I get started, I need to put something on the fascia to protect the edge of the roof from the ladder. So I've got this jig I've been using. It's just a 2x4 with some pieces of 4x4 on it. So I'll clamp that to the fascia, these clamps, and then the ladder will sit on that, and the ladder will won't be touching the edge of the shingles or the drip edge, so it won't do any damage to the roof. And not sure if I'm going to need it or not, but I've got a tube of sealant ready to go. I might put that on the front leading edge of the vent on the inside. This is the sealant I use. It's Loctite polyurethane roofing sealant. It's much better than the tar based sealants. I would definitely recommend that product. So time to set up the ladder jig, get up there and just slice through those last two courses of shingles. I overlapped them over the vent on the ridge, so I'll just cut those with a knife and then start installing the vents.